Well, alright. So we are back, and in this episode, I had troubles again with the voice recording of the video, so I have to do it in retrospect once more. Now, having said that, it doesn't really matter that much, to be honest, but what I wanted to do here was that I wanted to dive into the Tales of the Sword Coast expansion. I believe it's technically an expansion, I don't really remember, but I think that was what it was called. So the extra material, the extra stories, and the extra dungeons or so that you could explore, the extra adventures that you couldn't have until you had gotten the Tales of the Sword Coast. And I didn't really know which one to start with, so I just took the one I remembered, which was Durlag's Tower. So what I'm doing is I'm going to Algoth's Beard, the settlement up in the very north of the map, and I am trying to learn more about Durlag's Tower. I'm buying arrows, I'm selling stuff, and then I'm making myself ready to go down there. Having a rough idea where it is. I think it also appears on the map after you speak to this dwarf. He's an heir of Durlag, I think, or something, or at least a descendant of him. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to do. I come down, I have a bit of a nasty dream about blood.
Tonight you dream of blood, not of blood on a blade or the blood on your hands, but an ichor that runs as a torrent through the realms, a flood that pours across the fields and forests, an ocean that floats you to the world's edge and threatens to cascade off into the void. This blood seems a frightening thing, a massive force that sweeps away all resistance. As a whole, it is a monster and it cannot be stopped. Were it to be viewed from on high, it would seem to cover the entire world in its red-black embrace. You, however, do not have such a lofty perch. From within the deluge, you can see it does not move as one, but is filled with currents, eddies, and undertows. Pockets of calm afford breathing space, whilst violent whirlpools threaten to rend limb from limb. Ultimately, it seems undirected and lacks a driving will, a quality you have in abundance. You may be caught within, but sufficient determination can shape what you need to survive. There are still options open, still choices to be made. As the tide presses forward, you steer as you wish, atop a ship called Persistence and under sails made of resolve. A sudden and deliberate wave puts an end to your course and to the dream. It would seem that the flood does have some will and took offense to your enjoying the ride.
And I reached the outskirts of the tower. Now, funnily enough, outside the tower, you have this quite awesome, really, vendor where you can buy really great arrows and such. So the first enemies you meet are battle horrors, and battle horrors are extremely strong. So it took me actually a while to really get through their defenses. Try to figure out, like, okay, what do I need to do? I mean, I have pretty good fighters, they do pretty good damage to have, plus they have magical weapons or enchanted weapons, enchanted arrows, something particular they're weak against. So I tried to figure that out, took a while, and eventually managed. And what I read from the walkthrough is that that's sort of the litmus test, that if you can actually beat them, then you can take on the tower. If you can't beat them, you're not ready. So this was one of the first times in a long while, really, that I was challenged, and I was only challenged by 2 battle horrors, so pretty interesting. And then I remembered to read. They are immune to regular arrows, so I thought, well, okay, undead generally are not very fond of fire. Jahira, blesses the group.
My honor is my life.
And I use some of the protection from evil, because I realized, well, they are actually technically undead, so they are evil in that sense. And yeah, this might give us the upper hand in terms of how much damage Khalid will take. So this time we got one of them, which is how it should be done. And yeah.
What is it this time?
Yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
And I decided to let Jaheira just heal him, because, you know, might as well. The main idea here is that he holds the line, and the archers do the damage when he misses. I'm not actually sure. I think that Ajantis can also hit him. I just think it doesn't really happen very often. And then, yeah. More than anything, it's a slow fight. Like, it's not really hard in the sense that not when you do one at a time, but it's not so much
How may I be of assistance?
I'll need a healer as soon as possible.
that Khalid is at risk of dying all the time. It's more that it takes a really long time to get through their armor.
I'll do my best.
So that we finally killed one of them.
My honor
Okay, so
is
this
my
time
life.
when I leveled up Khalid, he got 12 health points, which was better, and then I put another point into longsword, so he's even
What is
better
it
at
this
it
time?
than he was. So that's really good. Another one of those protection from evil, and a bit of a heal, and we're ready to take on the last one.
Yes? Yes?
Someone is doing damage to which the battle horror is immune. Yeah, so Korin is now back to regular arrows, and I don't seem to notice, but it doesn't matter all that much because we are doing damage to it with other characters. So yeah, there we go. So once I figured out the whole fire arrow thing, that really made the difference. Taking one at a time. Yeah, not really very hard, but it really appeared the first 2-3 fights, whatever the number was, that we might have taken on more than we could, bitten off more than we could chew, but that was not the case.
How may I be of assistance?
It was just a matter of strategy. Now, one of the guys we talked to in Ulgot's Beard was a tour guide who wanted to give us a tour of Durlag's tower, which is pretty funny. So, you know, we'll meet him momentarily here. But the funniest thing, I think, is that how did he get past the battle horrors? I guess he could sneak, but could he really? I mean, they're undead. I don't think it really matters if you hide in shadows. I think they know you're there, you know. But what do I know? And then I made a mistake. So I reloaded from just before I met him. I think I walked into some. I don't remember. There was something wrong with the recording too, so I didn't even have that. But anyway, we do the same thing. Here we are. Quick save. Say hello, and continue into the tower.
Step right up. Step right. You are right on time.
There's a sucker board every minute, and you are right on time. Right. So he starts to tell us a little bit about Durlag and his downfall. I'm not gonna cite too much of this, I don't think, but basically what happened was that...
You have but to ask.
Well, actually, I don't remember now.
Step right
I should
up.
probably
Step
read up on it
right
before I say
up.
anything, but if you want to learn the story, I think you can look it up yourself. It is a really
What is
interesting
it this
story,
time?
and it's a really sad story. But we'll get to
I
a
shall
lot
attend to
of
it in a
There's a
trice.
a
sucker
lot
born
of
every
story
minute,
points during
and you
this
are right
tour
on
and
time.
during our own adventure here.
There's a sucker
That
born every minute, and you are
yeah,
right on time.
that will clarify a lot of things.
There's a sucker born every minute, and you
Okay,
are
so now
right
when
on
we click
time.
on him,
There's a
this
sucker born
happens.
every minute, and you are right on time.
You have someone walk out and die, and then talk to him again.
Yes? It
There's
shall
a
be as you
sucker
wish.
born every minute, and you are right on time.
You have to move away quickly, because this little guy comes up. That's a demon knight. And for some reason he ignores my party if I just stand where I'm standing, but the demon knight is the final boss of this dungeon. And you see our guide was executed there, so yeah, we're on our own. And for those of you who haven't played this DLC or this this expansion to Baldur's Gate 1, I highly recommend it. I think Durlag's Tower is one of the better ones, in that it has.
Is my life.
I mean, all of them are good, really, but this really feels like like if you're sitting down with your mates and playing the role-playing game, and you send off to one of those legendary ruins or whatever, lost and haunted places. And yeah, it's really nice. I think I highly recommend playing through Durlag's Tower. Okay, so we're reading up on some trivia about what to do, where to
You're a
go,
queer fellow. Sway.
and there is a lot. I mean, there's a lot of rooms, a lot of traps. There are things you have to do in certain orders to get to the next, or to unlock stuff and get to the next part. So
We follow the righteous path, the path of hell.
okay, so looking through the material, I tried to decide on what parts felt important for the video. So I skipped the first level, the entry level. I just had Imoen walk around and finding traps and looting chests and whatnot, and I would move up to the second level. But before we cleared it out, I realized that there was a door leading out to like a balcony where there was a basilisk.
I am gone. I am gone.
We can only be content that our companion has fallen while pursuing a just cause.
And this time around, I didn't actually have a
I've
potion of
done had
mirrored
enough
eyes.
of this.
How may I be of you? Have but to ask.
I just had to try to kill the basilisk at risk of getting petrified, and I managed. And so I was happy about that, and I thought, okay, well, let's continue exploring the balcony then. Apparently you can go upstairs. And yeah, and we found a doppelganger that we made short work of. And someone leveled up. Agentis.
My honor is my life.
7 more hit points, another skill level, weapon skill point. Couldn't really go for the sword I wanted, so I decided to go for two-handed weapon style, because he's currently using a two-handed sword. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like,
Yes?
oh, okay, well,
You have but to
it's
ask.
that, I guess. Let's explore here. Okay, there's a dead end, and then I decided to continue up to the top level of the balcony. And then I realized, whoopsie. Um, so
We can only be content that our
it got
companion is
2,
fallen
it got
and
3,
pursuing a just cause.
it got 3 of my companions, and I don't have a potion of mirrored eyes. What to do?
I shall attend to it in a trice.
So this time around, I just thought, well, do I have one? Like, if I really look through my bags, and as it turns out, I don't. I don't actually have one. Like, oh, you know, if only I had bought some before coming here. I don't want to redo everything now. It's
How
like,
may I
well,
be of
okay, let's just
assistance? I
let's
shall
just have a
attend to it in
gamble.
trice.
Just attack it and try to kill it
What
as
is
fast
it
as
this time?
possible, and hope that no one gets petrified. So yeah. First thing that happens is someone gets petrified. Second person gets petrified. Third person gets petrified. It's just the fourth. It's just
Sod. Taking the dirt next to
it's
the
just
stone.
a fifth. So it's only me left, and there I'm petrified. So that's how dangerous basilisks really are. So now you got to see that.
Can I help you?
It's just
None are
ridiculous. Like,
better.
how am I supposed to do this? Like, you know, if
If
only I'd
none
bought
are
more.
better,
So I thought, okay, well, fine. How about I just
if
go
none
out
are
and
better,
get some? Um,
I'll do my best.
so I just took Khalid, who has his, you know, boots of the cheetah, and I just had him run all the way back to the vendor and buy some silly potions.
No!
You said something?
Only to find, of course, he doesn't sell them. So, you know, tough luck. He doesn't sell them. Okay. So I load, and just because, what's that effect? Like, not fear of losing out, but like when you gamble too much, and you've lost so much money that you just continue to play because you want to win it back, and you
Can
can't.
I help
You refuse to have lost all the money, although you continue to lose.
How may I be of
That's sort of what I
assistance?
do.
shall attend to
I
it
just
in
pop a
trice.
potion of heroism, and I just try again. Can you turn to stone?
Bastard Khalid, you die.
And it dies.
I
So
swear
only
you'll
one
never
person
hear
was
the
turned to
end of
stone.
it.
It's like,
Nature
okay,
has
fine.
you direct.
Can we turn him back to flesh?
What is it this time?
And I can't because I don't have a scroll for that. Yeah, no scroll, no scroll. Potion of invulnerability. Yeah, so I had popped a potion of invulnerability, which I thought would make me immune, but apparently not, because it only increases saving throws, which is good. I mean, don't get me wrong.
How may
It's
I be
really
of
good, and
assistance? You have
it
but to
increases your
ask.
chance to
My
resist the
blade
gaze,
will cut you
but it
down
doesn't
to
make it
size.
so that you will. This time, however, we're lucky, and the 3 gazes that are shot at Koran fails.
I'll
Koran
do my best.
saves versus spell 3 times in a row,
What is it this
which
time?
is a miracle.
You have but to
So
ask.
yeah, I'm quick saving. I realize there's one more. I'm like, oh my god, you know. First thing happens, turn to stone. Load.
Can
How may
I
I be? It
help
shall
you?
be as you wish.
Trying again. First thing that happens, save versus spell, turn to stone.
Bastard Khalid,
Turn to stone.
die.
Yeah.
I swear you'll never hear the
So it's
end
like,
of
oh,
it.
okay, well maybe
I shall attend to
maybe
it in a
the
trice.
the RNG principles of RNG aren't with me this time.
Glory of Helm!
Principalities, I mean. Okay, no, so yeah, that
You'll
again.
never hear the end of
Load.
How may I
Try
be of assistance?
again.
You have but to ask.
And this is why you always keep some potions of mirrored eyes in your
What is it
well
this
on your
time?
person at any given time. So I'm like, okay, so I'm annoyed. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just gonna blast it with
Yes?
fire arrows, fireballs.
You have but to ask. How may I be? I shall attend to it in a trice.
Doesn't really work. Trying again.
What is it this
Decide
time?
to just try to deal magic damage. Can he turn to stone?
How may I be? It shall be
And
as
again,
you wish.
you could ask, why don't you just give up? Like, why do you have to kill it? And there are two reasons for it, but I think the main one is, okay, so there I succeeded. I think the main one is, well, I refuse to not be able to get these 7000
What is
XP
it this
for
time? I
killing
shall
it,
attend to it in a
simply
trice.
because I forgot to bring mirrored eyes, potions of mirrored eyes. So there we go. That's probably the answer. I'm too stubborn to drop it. Yeah. Okay. So Coran leveled up, and I forgot to quick save, and there's another one. But this time around, I can barely believe it. So I was that close to killing it on the first try, but I didn't.
You die. I swear you'll never
And I
hear the
love
end
how
of it.
Jaheira just holds it against him, like, how dare you die? You know? I think it's great.
It shall be as you wish. How may I be of assistance?
So yeah, enough is enough. Let's fire away, shall we?
What is it? It shall be as you wish.
Of course, he gets petrified immediately. So, at this point, I have spent quite a few minutes on these basilisks. I failed, I don't know, 20 times. I had reloaded about, no, maybe not 20 times, but like 12 times maybe. So I put 2 fireballs on it,
My blade will cut you down.
and he gets turned to stone. it's just sad.
You have but to ask.
Yeah.
Let's give them a right.
He gets turned to stone immediately. You know, it's RNG. It's random number generation, and
How may I be of assistance? I shall attend to it in a trice.
at some point we should be able to kill it. You know what I mean? So, stubborn as I am, I continue to just launch fireballs at it. Because as long as it can't see us, it can't petrify us.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Let's give them a right thrashing.
And he gets turned to stone.
Lost it, Khalid. You
But
die.
seeing as how it had lost about half its health, it just seemed like the better strategy, really, to even out the odds or whatever. So yeah. My brilliant mind thought, what about 3 in a row? What will that do for us?
What is it this time? I shall attend to it in a trice.
Let's give them a right.
And he gets turned to stone immediately. Right, so I think we're probably approaching 20 reloads now.
For the glory of Helm.
Yeah, someone got petrified. I wish I had the voice recording for this, because I really wonder, like, what was going on in my mind at this point? What did I think? How did I think that I was going to be able to do this? Like,
Can I help you?
I wonder what my reasoning was, basically. I would like to find out. I would
How
like
may
to
I
know.
be?
But
I shall attend to it in a
anyway.
trice.
So I had the potion of invulnerability, and apparently that was enough. Because his saving throws is increased by 5. I think I survived 3 petrifications.
What is it this time?
Petrification attempts at that
Make
point.
your
So yeah,
servant
that was
await.
that was all of them. So we killed 3 greater basilisks and 1 lesser basilisk, which I think is a total of what 24,000 XP. I think that's huge. So much XP, and I think we had 3 characters or something level up all in all. So clearly worth the effort, but yeah, lesson to self: always bring potion of mirrored eyes. Okay, I had saved, thank God.
You're a queer
But
fellow.
it was like, yeah, well,
This
just
way.
bring over Imran, really. So anyway, we loot the stuff, nothing particularly interesting. We had a scimitar plus 2 or something, plus 1. And, well, I guess we did have some poison arrows, and those are always great, so fair enough. Nothing else up here, so we decide to move back down.
You have but to ask.
We come back to the second floor, the inside of the tower on the second floor, and
Can I
I decided to just walk around with Khalid after having popped a save. Just to see what's here. It's like, oh yeah, okay, so there are quite a few ghouls or ghasts. I don't remember which. Ah, it's a ghoul.
It shall be as you wish.
You're a queer fellow. I'm gone.
But one thing that I keep doing in this run is that I keep forgetting. Okay, so there, quick save. I keep forgetting that you can't quick save when you're still in combat. Even if you kill the enemies, it takes a few seconds for you to actually leave combat. That's the
How may I be
limitations
of
or whatever restrictions on the game mechanics. And for good reason, because otherwise you could just load from a specific point in any given fight and just continue from there, which, you know, wouldn't really be very fun. I don't think. I think that would be. Yeah, I like that you have to replay a battle from the beginning.
This way.
Right. So after having cleared the second level, the second story, we come up to the third. And we immediately find a library to our left here. We pop a save and we have a look through the books and the bookshelves, and apparently it only contains books. Then we notice that we are not, in fact, alone.
You need something, stranger.
Someone else is here.
Need something, stranger.
And we could read all of this, but basically what this is about is this is a guy who just decided to live here. He's a thief or something. He just came here to find loot and treasure, and he has sort of a beef with a dryad that we'll find at in a different part of the tower, and we can help the dryad leave this place because she has been cursed to remain here or whatever for a long period of time, for like forever, by giving someone else a lock of her hair, and when we give it to this guy, then he can't leave this place. Which is a bit cruel, but it's also a little bit funny. So I guess to sum it up, that's what I decide to do. But we will of course get back to that later. For now, we can just continue where we are and continue exploring and see what else is worth our time in this video. And we find a shrine,
Had enough of this.
and Imoen loots a very interesting book. Now then, we come into a room where there is a ghost or spirit of some kind. And it becomes hostile. So I reload because I realize there is probably something we can say to it that is the right choice. That we can say the right things to it. And hence avoid fighting. So I just try again. And realize, no. It can't. You can't avoid a fight. You have to fight it. Fine. So we do it. So 3,750 XP. Very nice. Very juicy. Not particularly hard fight. But yeah. It's always very nice and very handy to have containers for specific things such as scrolls and potions and gems. So I'm very happy we have this potions bag. This was then the last room. I had reloaded, so you could see there that I hadn't explored the northern part, but that was because I did before, and the only thing I found was one healing potion. So I decided, okay, well, we're done with this level, let's continue on. So coming up then to the fourth level,
Yep.
please set Imoen on
am
the
gone.
task of searching for and finding traps and opening containers wherever she finds them. And we find an undead bio that must be helped on its way to
How may
the
I be of assistance?
other side. Well, to complete his journey to the other side. Right, there we go. That, because of her high law, she recognizes the items. Ah, some of them at least. So there's only the cloak and the wand that we need
What
to
is it
identify
this time?
probably.
It shall be as you wish.
Anyway, we enter this bedroom and we continue on. And then we find some more ghouls that we slay.
What is it this time? Let's give them a
Kind of just clean house, really.
Let's give them a
Down the side.
Yes?
So then I level up my character, I pick some new spells. Well, but, you know, I fill out the slots I have available. And then we continue having Imwen explore carefully. And eventually we find the Dryad.
Destiny on this place.
So in short, what happens is that she asks me to help her, and I decide, yeah, fine, I'm gonna help you. The reason being that she has been stuck here. She's been put here against her will. So I made a mistake and I reloaded, and basically
I'm not long for this
this time I make sure to click the right things. I suppose I could entertain you for a little while. And then she's like, well, okay, in that case, maybe you could help me. So I realized that Durlag has put a curse on her or whatever, she can't get out. And she's like, well, if you just give this to another creature, then it will be the thing that can't leave, and I will be able to just get out of here. So it's like, well, you know, fine, I'll do it. And again, the reason being that I get more XP for this. It's not so much that I think it's the morally good choice. But hey, this is just a it's just a ragtag low life, and you know, so he's effectively going to be stuck here forever until he dies or whatever. So yeah, that's it. So now she leaves.
I must be free.
Hooray! And we level up. Everyone levels up. We get some sweet XP.
What you want?
And yeah, it was rather evil, but we didn't lose any reputation points or whatever, so all good for the lawfully good character. I admit I'm not always sticking to the character I'm supposed to play, but hey, XP motivates me, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll just continue to explore this level, which is the top level. Then you have to go back to the entry level and start exploring the basement. And as we all know, the further down you go, the closer you get to hell. I mean to whatever evil lurks underneath. So, you know, that's kind of how it goes. Now, anyway, we talk to this guy.
You need something strange.
He's like, "What have you done, you evil bastard?" Basically. So it's like, well, it smells a lot like more XP for me. Not a lot, granted, but yeah, 1400 XP at least, so totally worth it. Yeah. So I'm trying now to read up on whether or not, you know, there's any drawbacks to picking up her lock of hair, or if there are any anything you're supposed to be doing with it now that this is taken care of? And in short, the answer is no. It's just a useless item at this point. It doesn't matter.
I shall attend
And
to it.
that being settled, we just make our way down to the entry level. Now,
I shall attend to it in a trice.
we come down to the first,
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
what's it called, sub-level? The under,
How may I be?
I don't actually know what it's called. You know what I mean. The level that's underneath the entry level, so the -1 level or whatever,
Nature's
depending on
servant
what country you're in, I suppose. I guess that wasn't very helpful. My point is, we are 1 story below the entry level anyway.
What is it this time? I shall attend to
There's
it
a
in
person here, and this person is hurt, disoriented, and very distrustful. And yeah, he's been through a lot, clearly. So try to be nice to him. And basically, he just gives us a bit of trivia about his companions and a party he was in that tried to come here to find loot and discover the secrets of Durlag. Yeah, I mean, you can, if you click the wrong options, you just go round and round until you click the right options or whatever in the dialogues, the dialogue options. So yeah. But I think we're going to end the video here actually before we go any further into the lower levels of Durlag's tower. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, please do remember to take good care of yourself until next time. Bye bye.